In our shell, the list of commands we've run sequentially is stored so that we can review the history of commands we've executed. The command available to us to review this is the history command. Let's take a look at that output now. To see the entire list of our command history, we use the history command. We can see all the various work we've done throughout the course. If you wish to re-execute any of your previously run commands from the command history, note that they are enumerated in the list. If I wanted to rerun any of them, I can use the exclamation point, affectionately called the bang in Linux, and then the number of the command that we wish to rerun. If I wanted to run a previous command that matches by string, I could use the exclamation point and type that string, and it would run the most recent version of that command. Let's give a few of these a try. If I were to want to run the word count command on Etsy password, I would simply need to type the exclamation point and the number for the command, in this case 19. Let's give that a try. Bang 19 should rerun the WC Etsy password command. Additionally, if I wanted to run the most recent version of the tail command, we can see that on line 18. I should be able to just say bang tail, which does in fact run tail-n3 Etsy password. When perusing the history of your commands, you can navigate through that using the up arrow and down arrow as you see fit. The left arrow and right arrow will navigate across the line. If you needed to edit a command before executing it, you can do so in this fashion by using the left and right arrow keys to navigate to the point in the line where you needed to edit, and then making your change and running the command. A few other shortcuts exist as well that are helpful in this case when perusing command history or trying to reuse it in your current work. Escape and the dot or Alt and the dot give you these additional shortcuts. Here's an example of using the escape and dot to rerun the last command. The escape command will recall the last argument used in your previous command. The last argument used in our previous command was the name of the file Etsy password. So if I needed to cat that file, I could cat and then use the escape and period key. Don't hold the escape key or it'll start going crazy on the terminal, but you can see escape and period will supply the last argument, namely Etsy password, into my current terminal line. I could then cat the file. In this section, we'll take a look at editing the command line. When beginning to work with the command line interface, learning all the tips and tricks available to you can seem daunting. However, each one enhances your ability to work quickly and efficiently. This is really the key to becoming a great system administrator and feeling comfortable in a Linux environment. When working with commands on the command line, jumping around to and from the different parts of commands and navigating the command line with ease offers you many shortcuts in improving your performance. Here's a great list of commands that help you navigate the command line and edit around using some hotkeys available from the keyboard. In this table, we have a list of some of the most commonly used hotkeys for navigating around command line editing. Control-A, for example, will jump back to the beginning of the line. Control-E jumps to the end of the line. Control-U clears from the cursor to the beginning of the command line. So if you have the cursor placed in the center of a command, you can erase things previous to that. Control-K does the opposite and will erase from the cursor to the end of the command line. Control left and right arrows jump from word to word as you navigate through. So jumping from word to word going to the left will take you closer to the beginning of the command line, and by using the right key would jump you word by word towards the end of the command. Control R is probably the most popular hotkey to use in this case. It is a reverse command search and allows you to type the Control R and start typing out a command you wish to use. This then searches back through your command history, bringing up the last used commands that match what is typed. Let's take a look at a few of these. If I were to want to type a really long command, I could then navigate around. Control-A would take me back to the beginning of this line, and Control-E would jump to the end. If I wanted to get rid of some of these words, I could easily use the Control-U to get rid of the words at the beginning before the cursor, or Control-K to delete everything after the cursor. If I wanted to move left by word, I can hold the Control key and left to jump a word at a time, and the opposite with the right key. Control-R command does what's called a reverse history search for the commands, a reverse command search. Here, a new prompt is entered, and then you can start typing the command you wish to complete. I recall that we were using the tail command previously, and if I start typing TA, I immediately match on the last word. If this was what I needed to run, I could then press enter, and it would execute that command. Using these shortcuts helps you craft commands quickly and efficiently, as well as search back through and reutilize commands you've been running previously in your history. This concludes our section on editing the command line. I'll see you in the next video.